Welcome to the Learning Management System of Department of Collegiate and Technical Education, Department of Mechanical Engineering, Course Machine Design. The course code is 15ME53T for the 5th semester of Mechanical Engineering. Unit 4, Design of Simple Machine Parts. You already learned that is the simple machine parts such as muff coupling or sleeve coupling. In this session, we are going to learn the flange coupling, that is rigid flange coupling. The course objectives. Objectives of this session is to know the rigid couplings and types of rigid couplings, materials used for the manufacturing of different elements in rigid flange coupling, study the type of load acting on each element while transmitting torque from driving to driven shaft, and design of rigid couplings. Course outcomes. On successful completion of this unit, students can be able to understand the application and requirements of flange coupling, identify the different types of couplings, and identify the different types of elements in the couplings, design of different elements in flange coupling, design of simple rigid flange couplings used in industries. Flange coupling. A flange coupling is a type of rigid coupling. It consists of two flanges, one key to the driving shaft and the other to the driven shaft. We could see in the figure there is a shaft 1 and a shaft 2. The shaft 1 is shaft 1. The flange is mounted on the shaft 1 to transmit the power to the shaft 2. Similarly, the flange is mounted on a shaft 2 with a taper sunk key, and these two flanges are fastened with the help of a nut and a bolt. The two flanges are connected together by means of 4 or 6 bolts arranged on a circle concentric with the axis of the shafts. Now here we could see that is the original picture or a view of a flange coupling. It consists of the two flanges, and the keyway here, and bolt nuts are there to fasten the two fasteners, and the keyway is provided to insert the key between the shaft and a hub to fasten on the shafts. Flange coupling. Power is transmitted from the shaft to the left side flange through the key. It is then transmitted from left side flange to the right side flange through the bolts. Finally, the power is transmitted from the right side flange to the driven shaft through the key. Now the figure shows that is the different elements of that is the unprotected type flange coupling. Here it consists of driving shaft and a driven shaft. The flange is mounted on a driving shaft with the help of a key, and here the power transmitted from driving to the flange or hub of a flange coupling through the key, and then here from hub to the flange through the hub, and from one flange to the another flange through the bolt, and then flange to the next hub, and hub to the shaft through the key. In this way, the power is transmitted from driving shaft to the driven shaft with the different elements, and these flanges are fastened with the help of a 4 or 6, depends upon the transmission capacity of the flange. Here the drawing shows that is the detailed view of a unprotected type flange coupling. Types of flange coupling. There are two types of flange couplings are there. Rigid flange couplings are there, unprotected flange coupling, and a protected type flange coupling. Here there is no protection against that is the slackening of the bolt or the nut in case of the unprotected type. In protected type flange coupling, there will be a protecting circumferential rims are there to prevent that is the slackening. When the slackening of the bolt and nut, it may hit that is the operator or any other devices nearby, that is the couplings. The protecting circumferential rims are there in case of the protected type flange coupling. Advantages of coupling. Muff coupling are employed for shafts only up to 70 millimeter diameter. There is no such limit in case of flange coupling. In general, flange coupling has high torque transmitting capacity. Flange coupling is easy to assemble and dismantle. Flange coupling has simple construction. It is easy to design and manufacture. Disadvantages of coupling. It is a rigid type coupling. It cannot tolerate misalignment between the axes of two shafts. It can be used only where the motion is free from shocks and vibrations. It requires more radial space compared with the muff coupling. Standard proportions of various dimensions of flange coupling. Here some empirical relations are there to get the different dimensions of the flange coupling. The D is the diameter of the shaft, what we are going to transmit the power from one shaft to another shaft, and the D1 is the hub diameter. Here the figure shows that is the D1, the hub diameter. That is the empirical relations of the formula of that is the hub diameter is equal to 1.5D plus 25 millimeter or 2D. In the red ink, color, it shows that is this empirical relations is available in that is the data handbook, that is the DHB data handbook, equation number 13.1 D, page number 252. The D2, the diameter of the bolt circle or pitch circle diameter of the bolt. It may be G2 is equal to D1 plus 3.2 D, that is the bolt diameter, or D2 is equal to 2D plus 50 millimeter, or D2 is equal to 3 times the D. D3, the outside diameter of flange. D3 is equal to D1 plus 6D, and D3 is equal to 2.5D plus 75 millimeter, or D3 is equal to 4D. L is equal to hub length. L is equal to the empirical, the formula is the 1.2D plus 20 millimeter, or L is equal to 1.5D. And T, the flange thickness of the flange here T is equal to 0.35D plus 9 millimeter. And I is equal to number of bolts to fasten the two flanges. That is I is equal to 0.02D plus 3. That gives the number of bolts required to fasten. Shaft diameter. Now let's move on to the design procedure for rigid flange coupling. Design means here we are going to find out the physical dimensions, depends upon the requirements of power transmission from the driving to the driven shaft. First of all, design of the shafts. Calculate the diameter of each shaft by the following equation. Here same procedure what we are going to use in the previous design of the chapter or the unit, that is the design of the shafts. Okay. The torque to be transmitted by the shaft is given by the T. So the same formula what we are going to use in the, that is the shaft chapter, design of the shaft. The T is, this is the torque transmitted by the shaft. T is equal to 9.55 into 10 to the power of 6 P divided by N. Here we are going to substitute the P here, the required power to transmit, and N is the required RPM. On the calculation of this one, we are getting that is the required torque to be transmitted. And the maximum torsional shear stress due to the torsional loading is given by in the shaft is equal to tau is equal to 16T divided by pi d cube Newton millimeter square. From this formula, extract the D to calculate the diameter of the shaft. That is equal to D is equal to cube root of 16 into T divided by tau into pi. Now dimensions of the flange. Calculate the dimensions of the flange by the following empirical relations using shaft diameter D. First of all, we are going to find out with the help of empirical equations, and then we are going to check that is the individual stress in the flange coupling. When if the individual stress is less than the allowable stress, then the design is safe under the given condition, that is the power and for transmission power and required RPM. Here d1 is equal to the hub diameter and is equal to 2 times the d. d2 is equal to the diameter of the board circle, that is equal to 3d. In the previous we learned, that is already discussed about the empirical relations. Here I have taken one that is the easiest to the relation, that is 3d for the d2 and d1 is equal to 2d. Similarly, d3 is equal to the outside diameter of flange, that is equal to 4 times the d. L is equal to length of hub length, that is equal to 1.5 d, where d is the diameter of the shaft. T is equal to the flange thickness, that is equal to 0.35 times the diameter of the shaft plus 9 millimeter. The height is equal to number of bolts is equal to 0.02 d plus 3, the numbers. Now design of hub. The torsion we already fixed, that is the find out the calculate the diameter of the hub with the empirical relations. The d1 is equal to, but we are going to check that is the individual shear stress in the hub. The torsional shear stress or individual shear stress in the hub can be calculated by considering it as a hollow shaft subjected to the torque T. Now this is the maximum shear stress developed in that one. Tau is equal to 16 T divided by pi d cube into 1 minus k to the power of 4, that is the Newton per millimeter square. Now this is the in red ink, no, red the color, it shows that is where actually it is there in the data handbook. The page number in the data handbook, the equation number 3.1 and the page number is 50. It is available in that book. Now where k is equal to d by d1, that is the ratio of inside to outside diameter of the hollow shaft. Now compare the individual shear stress in the hub with the allowable shear stress of the hub material. If the individual shear stress is less than the allowable, therefore the design of hub is safe under the given condition. Design of flange. The flange at the junction of the hub is under the shear stress while transmitting the torque. Therefore, torsional shear stress or individual shear stress in the flange at junction can be calculated by considering the torque capacity based on the shear of flange. This is the torque capacity is equal to tau into pi into d1 square into t divided by 2, that is Newton millimeter. Here from the above equation we are going to extract that is the individual shear stress. Tau is equal to 2 into t divided by pi into d1 square into t in Newton millimeter square. Comparing the individual shear stress in the flange junction with allowable shear stress of the flange material, if the individual shear stress is less than the allowable, therefore the design of flange is safe under the given condition. Design of bolts. They calculate the number of bolts required to the coupling with the empirical rule. The empirical rule is I is equal to number of bolts, that is equal to 0.02 d plus 3. Now this equation is available from the design data handbook, that is equation number 13.1, the page number is 251. Determine the diameter of the bolt by considering the torque capacity based on the shear of the bolt. Now the torque capacity based on the shear of bolt, the T is equal to tau into pi into I d square into d2 divided by 8, okay, in Newton millimeter. Now we are going to extract the d from here, that is the normal diameter of the bolt is equal to square root of 8 into t divided by tau into pi into I, the number of bolts, into d2, that is the physical diameter or of a bolt. Comparing the individual shear stress in the flange at junction, the whole allowable shear stress of the flange material. If the individual shear stress is less than the allowable, therefore design of the flange is safe under the given condition. Here, design of bolts. Calculate the bearing pressure on bolts by considering the torque capacity based on the bearing of bolts in the flanges. Here, we already designed that is calculate the number of bolts with empirical rule and design the bolts with help of the shearing capacity. But here, the bolt is subjected to both shearing and as well as in the bearing also. Once that is the bolt is strong enough to withstand the shearing load, it may fail under the bearing. The crushing takes place between the flange and the bolt material. But here we are going to check that is the individual the stress in the bolt material, that is the bearing pressure, the bearing or a compression stress. From the above equation, we are going to extract that is the individual the bearing pressure or the bearing stress, compression stress. Substituting the values of T, I number of bolts, T thickness of the flange, and T the diameter of the bolt, we already calculated from that is the previous one, and D2 physical diameter. After substituting the values here, this is the individual shear bearing pressure or the compression stress is less than the allowable one, then the design is safe under the given condition. Comparing the individual bearing pressure between the bolt and the flange of the airplane, if the individual bearing pressure is less than the allowable, therefore the design of the bolt is safe under the given condition. Design of the keys. Determine the standard cross section of flat sunk key from a table. The length of the key in each shaft is the length of the hub. Now L is equal to hub length is equal to 1.5 d millimeter. With these dimensions of the key, check the shear and the compression stress in the key by using the equations that is available in the data handbook respectively. Then T is the torque torque transmitting capacity with the bearing is T is equal to 1/4 into sigma B into H into D into L, and shearing capacity while transmitting the torque is equal to T is equal to 1/2 into tau into width into D into L. Comparing the individual stress in the key with allowable stresses, the individual stresses are less than the allowable stresses, therefore the design of the key is safe under the given condition. Now move on to that is the assessment the session, the multi-choice questions. The first question is, in flange coupling the two flanges are connected by, here we have that is the number of choices are there: bolt and nut, riveted joint, welded joint, and none of these. Okay. The flange coupling, the two flanges are connected by bolt and nut. In flange coupling, the power transmitted from one flange to the other flange through bolt and nut. Power transmitted in flange coupling, the power transmitted from one flange to the other flange through bolt and nut. In flange coupling, the power transmitted from shaft to the hub through. Okay, now here the bolt and nut, shaft, key, none of these. The answer is that is the key. Okay, the power transmitted from shaft to the hub through the key. Next question. Stresses developed in the flanges dash while transmitting the torque or power. Here the given choices are tensile stress, shear stress, crushing stress, and none of these. Stress developed in the flanges, shear stress. The next question. The stress developed in the bolt of flange coupling is, while transmitting the torque, different type of elements are there. Here the bolt is one of the element, the major element to transmit the power. While transmitting the power, the stresses developed in the bolt of flange is, the choices are tensile stress, direct shear stress, crushing stress, and none of these. Here direct shear stresses are developed in the bolt. Next, stress developed in the bolt of flange coupling, direct shear stress. Stress developed in the bolt of flange coupling is direct shear stress. Next question. The usually recommended material for the flange is given is mild steel, steel with low carbon, steel with high carbon, and grey cast iron of grade FG200. Now the answer is grey cast iron of grade FG200 for the flange. Next question. The usually recommended material for the flange is already told for the flange material is a grey cast iron. You are given the choice of mild steel, plain carbon steel, cast iron. The answer is grey cast iron. Next question. The key used to join flange coupling and a shaft is, the examples are, the choices are sunk key, feather key, woodruff key, and a saddle key. Here we are going to use a sunk key to join flange coupling and a shaft. Next question. The stress developed in the key while transmitting torque is. While transmitting the torque from the shaft to the hub, we are going to use a key through which that is the power transmitted. While transmitting, the key is subjected to what type of the stresses? Here the answers are tensile crushing, crushing and shearing, tensile and shearing only. The answer is crushing and shearing. Now that's all. That is this session regarding the rigid flange coupling. To prepare this content, I am going to use a textbook of machine design by R.S. Kurmi, Shigley's Mechanical Engineering designed by Richard and G. Budgians and J. Keth Nesbet, design of machine elements by J.B.K. Das and P.L. Srinivasmurthy, design data handbook by K. Mahadevan and Dr. K. Ballavi Reddy, fundamentals of drawing by K.R. Gopalakrishna. And thank you for our team, for the moderator Ravi Shankar, CB, Government Polytechnic KGF, and subject experts Jagdish Ayya, Sri Jagdish Ayya S, Government Polytechnic Tumkur, and Sri Prakash BL, Government Polytechnic Channapatna, the Vasraj Kopar, Government Polytechnic Gulbarga, myself Yogeshwarappa, Government VISL SJ Polytechnic Bhadravati, Timmegowda MB, the Government Polytechnic Turvaikere, Vasavarajyam, the Government Polytechnic Chansandra, Anand Kumar KV, Government Polytechnic Mulbagal, and Dr. Channakeshwara KR, Srimati LV Polytechnic, Government Polytechnic Hassan, and Chandra Payas, Government Polytechnic KGF. Thank you.